Now to Ukraine, where the mayor of the country's capital, Kyiv, has asked residents to make preparations to leave in case there is a total collapse of power supplies. Vitaly Klitschko accused Russia of doing everything possible to deprive the city of heat, electricity and water. Well, estimates suggest that around 40% of Ukraine's energy system has been damaged or destroyed in Russian attacks targeting vital infrastructure. The mayor urged the capital's 3 million remaining residents to make contingency plans to relocate.
Путіну ми, українці, не потрібні.
Putin doesn't need us Ukrainians. He needs territory. He needs Ukraine without us. That's why everything that is happening now is genocide. His task is for us to die, to freeze, or to make us flee our land so that he can have it.
Я також звертаюсь для людей прорахувати, якщо у вас є.
I also want to urge Kyiv residents to consider everything. In the worst case, if we're left without electricity and water, if you have extended family or friends outside Kyiv who have their own water supply, an oven or heating, please keep in mind the possibility of staying there for a certain amount of time.
Vitaly Klitschko there, the mayor of Kyiv. Let's cross over live to Kyiv because Catherine Burahanga, my colleague, joins us live now. Catherine, it's a stark wake-up call, isn't it, when you've got Vitaly Klitschko saying something like this?
Yes, the former heavyweight boxing champion there speaking to the residents of his city, urging them to now start thinking about the possibility that you might have a total power failure in Kyiv. I'm speaking to you from the capital, which has been experiencing continuous rolling blackouts. It's approaching the depth of winter. As I speak to you right now, it's 6 degrees, but sometimes the temperature here can get to minus 20 degrees. And obviously the concern is what happens to residents here in the capital should there be further Russian missile strikes attacking the power infrastructure in the country that could then lead to a total failure. So we heard there from the mayor of Kyiv urging residents to start thinking about reaching out to friends, family who live outside the city, start to make plans to be able to go out and live with them temporarily whilst they try to get the power back online.
And Catherine, what is then, therefore, the mood in the capital? Because the resolve and the resilience of the Ukrainian people, especially those in Kyiv, has been very visible throughout this war since the 24th of February. But with this kind of warning from the mayor himself of the capital, it's difficult here.
I think what we're seeing is a level of preparation from people in Kyiv. I've been speaking to some of the residents this evening, and some of them are telling me that we understand that the situation is serious. We know that there is a possibility that we could lose power completely. And so for the last few weeks, they've started making preparations. So one of the things that they're doing is stocking up on things like fuel for generators. They're also getting extra food, extra water, really preparing for what could be a bitter winter. But we also heard from one resident who said, I have children, I have elderly parents, so I've already started buying power generators, started to make preparations to move my family out of the city centre in case things get worse.
And Catherine, the mayor there was also talking about that this is a campaign. He used the word genocide, the elimination of the Ukrainian people. It's incredibly strong language that Vitaly Klitschko is using here.
It is incredibly strong. You know, we've heard from Ukrainian officials and Ukrainians in the past describing this war as a genocide. But, you know, on the whole, what they are trying to point to is that really the Russian onslaught has been bitter. It has been terrible for the people here. And when you think about targeting power infrastructure, that has real consequences for families, especially families with elderly people, with children. A lot of people came back to Ukraine hoping, especially to places like Kyiv, hoping that things could be better now that, you know, the Russians have been pushed further away from the city centre. There's a real prospect that the winter could be tough for them because they won't be able to keep warm, or they'll find it hard to get water or to feed themselves. What the city mayor has also talked about is that they're going to install 1,000 heating points around Kyiv. And the idea is that should there be power failures, power shutdowns, Kyivites, people in the capital, can go to these heating points to try and stay warm through this winter.
And that will be necessary as those temperatures drop. Catherine Bierhanger and the team in Kyiv, stay safe. Thank you very much.